If you are in Form 5 right now, you have likely spent the last 4 years studying computer science. And yet, if someone asked you to sit down and build a fully functional modern app from scratch today, you might feel completely stuck. You have mastered a series of isolated fragments. You know how to write HTML tags, you can code Python math equations, and you have drawn enough logic flowcharts to fill a textbook. But learning HTML for design and Python for logic in 2 separate bubbles creates a structural issue. It is like owning a beautiful car body and a highly tuned engine, but keeping them locked in different garages. Neither one can actually get you anywhere. Building real-world software requires connecting these isolated pieces into a single functioning architecture. In the tech industry, this is known as full-stack development. Your Form 1 through Form 4 textbooks have provided the entire toolkit required to become a full-stack developer. You already possess the individual components. The final step is learning how to assemble them into a vertical stack. We start at the surface with the front end. This is the visual layer of the stack, the buttons, text, and layouts that a user actually sees and interacts with. This interface layer connects directly back to the basic HTML tags you learned in Form 1, combined with the interactive UI/UX design evaluations you studied in Form 4. UI and UX design is a highly technical, professional discipline. Developers rely on precise layout and animation preview tools to construct these interactive environments. This chart shows the interaction design process taught in your syllabus. You can see the progression starting with storyboarding, or mereka bentuk papan cerita, before moving directly into mapping out the navigation pathways before any code is written. Mastering this visual layer leads to specific freelance career opportunities. The digital economy relies on specialists who focus on web and app design, as well as professional UX design. But a beautiful front end has a hard limit. HTML and UI design are entirely static. On their own, they cannot process logic, calculate math, or make complex decisions. What invisible process is triggered the exact moment a user taps a button on that front-end interface? If we peel away the user interface, we reveal the backend. This layer functions as the invisible brain or the engine of the application. This backend environment is what you were building when you studied Python programming in Form 2 and Form 3. The backend receives the user's input from the front-end screen and processes it using standard algorithmic control structures: sequence, selection, and iteration. A Python script evaluates the specific rules of the app, makes a logical decision based on the input, and prepares to send a response right back to the user screen. The backend acts as the intelligent engine doing the heavy computational lifting. However, it has no permanent memory of its own. It requires a dedicated place to store its results and user histories. That brings us to the final foundational layer, the database. This is the permanent memory vault where the backend pulls and stores all of its information. This connects to your early exams on data representation. All complex app data, from images to user profiles, eventually reduces down to binary code and ASCII text formats for storage. Because of the volume of information, data must be organized efficiently for quick retrieval. One method is the stack data structure. As learned in Stack Sorted, a stack operates on LIFO, last in, first out. The most recent data added is the first removed. This is the anatomy of an app. A functioning system requires all 3 layers hovering and interacting together, ensuring information streams smoothly from top to bottom. This is the true role of a full-stack developer. They are the architect who utilizes computational thinking to ensure data flows flawlessly from the HTML screen, gets processed correctly by Python, and is stored safely in the database. This structure moves beyond classroom theory. In 2017, the Ministry of Education and MDEC launched the Hour of Code campaign to transition students from being consumers of technology to being the creators behind it. The goal of teaching you Python and HTML is to provide the skills needed to enter a new job market based on the digital economy. Every functional app in that economy relies on the same 3 layers you have studied. Full-stack development is the practical application of the modules you have already mastered, linking a functional UI to a logical backend and a secure database. Applying these skills allows you to build a complete, professional product from scratch. combining design, logic, and memory into one cohesive experience. Your ultimate challenge goes beyond memorizing isolated terms for a final test. You must step back, view the whole stack, and build your first complete project. You already hold all the pieces.